Now, from the news team that's covering the Carolinas, this is Channel 9 Eyewitness News Saturday morning.
In the next few hours, thousands of people from Asheville to Charlotte are expected to pay their respects to the late Reverend Billy Graham.
I feel like he's more of a hero than anything, the impact he's had on the whole entire country.
The 130-mile procession to bring the beloved pastor home to Charlotte today, and the best places for you to turn out to honor him. Plus, it is a foggy morning in the Charlotte area. This is a live look from our Charlotte cam, and as you can see, you can't really see much of anything because it is so foggy out there. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Elsa Gillis. We'll get to our special coverage on Reverend Billy Graham in just a moment. First, meteorologist Vicki Graff is tracking the warm day ahead and when rain could move in.
And just within the past 5 minutes, the visibility has dropped some in Charlotte. I'm looking at lower visibilities, though, from Rockingham and Lancaster. In these areas, take it slow if you're going to be out on the roads early. Once we get through the fog, it's going to be mostly cloudy today. You can see the storm system to the west. Most of this energy is going to stay north of us, but we still do have a chance for showers, not just today, but a better chance for rain tomorrow. Going through the afternoon, it's going to be fairly cloudy. We'll still have some sunshine. It's going to be warmer in the upper 70s. A few neighborhoods might see a sprinkle or two today. I'll take you to Futurecast coming up to show you the neighborhoods that have the best chance for that rain. Elsa?
We're following breaking news in Plaza Midwood. Police are investigating an overnight crash that killed one person. Police say a driver hit a tree around 2:30 this morning on Central Avenue near Logie Avenue. In the last hour, police reopened Central Ave. They've not said what led to the crash. As soon as we get any new information, we'll let you know on air and online at WSOCTV.com. And breaking on I-77 in Iredell County. Take a look at the picture we just got of a tractor-trailer crash from the Union Grove Fire Department. We're told the truck went off I-77 south at the mile marker 68. The Highway Patrol says there are no serious injuries and the crash is off the road. In the next few hours, the late Reverend Billy Graham will return home to his beloved Charlotte. A procession will carry his body 130 miles from Asheville to Charlotte. This is a look at the procession route. The motorcade is expected to leave the Cove, part of the Billy Graham Training Center in Asheville, just after 11 this morning. It will pass by several spots special to Graham and end at the Billy Graham Library in West Charlotte around 3 this afternoon. Among the special spots to Graham, Black Mountain. Back in the 1950s, Graham would use the Black Mountain train station to travel across the country as he preached the Word of God. The town's police chief says they're honored the motorcade is driving through today.
It gives us, as you know, Dr. Graham's community, a chance to pay honor to the man and his life's works.
And taking a live look right now from the Billy Graham Library, where the motorcade will end this afternoon. People are expected to show up to the library to pay their respects to the late Reverend. You can see it's very quiet right now, but that is the spot where the prayer service is set to be held later this afternoon. One woman told us today is about honoring his life and celebrating his departure to heaven.
Such a figurehead here on earth, and he followed God so much, but I'm so happy he's in heaven. I'm happy for him. I got up when I first heard that he had died. That's all I could think about, how happy he is. He's with our Father.
Here's a look at the route again from Asheville to Charlotte. You can see it will travel through Uptown into South Charlotte and eventually end at the library. If you want to watch the procession in person, the best viewing areas are on Tryon Street, Stonewall Street, and South Boulevard. When Graham's body returns to Charlotte today, his family will hold a private prayer service. On Monday, the Reverend's body will lie in repose at the family home at the library. The public will be allowed to say goodbye from 8 a.m. until 10 p.m. Monday and Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, his body will be flown to the U.S. Capitol to lie in honor. Graham's body will come back to Charlotte for the private funeral Friday. 2,300 people are expected to attend that service. Several former presidents and other notable figures are expected to attend Graham's funeral, but Channel 9 learned former President George W. Bush will not be there. His family told Channel 9 he and Mrs. Bush will be in Charlotte Monday instead due to a long-standing commitment Friday. Our special coverage on Reverend Billy Graham continues throughout Eyewitness News this morning. We will then bring you live pictures from the processional here on Channel 9. It begins at 11 a.m. It will be a very busy week in Charlotte with Reverend Graham's funeral Friday and the CIAA tournament kicking off Tuesday. Channel 9 rode along with CMPD Detective Matt Lewis as he checked for any issues at clubs, bars, and convenience stores ahead of next weekend's big tournament celebration. Lewis works for the department's alcohol beverage control unit.
Any problems lately? So what we're doing in these convenience stores is we'll go to the beer case, make sure they're selling the correct alcohol that they're permitted to sell.
Lewis said one of the biggest problems is illegal parties, which means clubs and bars don't have a valid permit or those that sell alcohol after 2 a.m. Officials say those illegal parties attract crime and violence. Last year, more than 100 shots were fired in uptown Charlotte during the CIAA weekend. Rapper Young Dolph dodged the bullets on North Caldwell Street last February. Channel 9 learned the rapper will return to the Queen City Saturday when he's set to appear at a club. New this morning, Duke Energy has been slapped with a $30 million penalty for its handling of coal ash. This is an issue Channel 9 has covered for years after almost 40,000 tons of coal ash spilled into the Dan River. We learned shareholders will pay the new $30 million fine, not customers. But what some customers in eastern North Carolina pay for power will rise. That's because the State Utilities Commission allowed Duke to charge $232 million for closing down its waste pits. That's less than half of what Duke wanted to charge. The commission also said Duke can increase the basic monthly charge on power bills by 26%. Duke originally asked for 75%. In the Charlotte area, we'll have to wait even longer to learn if our power bills will go up. State regulators gave Duke Energy another delay in its next rate hike hearing that was set for this Tuesday. The company is asking state regulators for a more than 16% rate increase for Charlotte area homeowners. Duke's next hearing is March 5th. Overnight, a Concord Road reopened after a serious crash injured several people. Police say a tractor trailer hit a fence on Roberta Road near Cochran Road, then plowed into a yard. Take a look at the damage it left. Police say the tractor trailer hit a van before it lost control. We're told multiple people were hurt, but all are expected to be okay. And in Iredell County, troopers say one person is dead after a motorcycle and car crashed. It happened last night on Highway 115 near Presbyterian Road. Troopers said one other person was taken to the hospital but is expected to be okay. They haven't said what led to the crash. Today, many BB&T branches will have extended hours after an outage knocked out all banking services for customers. We first told you about the issue Thursday night. Since then, the Winston-Salem based bank restored ATM use and the automated phone service, but customers may not see the most accurate information on their account. BB&T says there's no evidence of a hack and believes equipment malfunction caused the issue.
I always check my balance, and I couldn't.
I can't do my transfers from, one account to another.
BB&T says any fees directly related to this outage will be waived or reimbursed. Banks normally open today. They'll stay open an additional 2 hours. If you bank with Citigroup, you may get some money back after the bank found it overcharged nearly 2 million credit card accounts. The New York Times reports the bank miscalculated annual interest rates. The average refund will be about $200. The bank caught the error during a routine internal review. Today, Erica Parsons would have turned 20 years old. Family members told Channel 9 they're grateful Erica is celebrating in heaven as she awaits justice. Erica's aunt Tammy Gray told us, quote, she would be proud of the awareness that hopefully comes from her death as well as the impact she has made on the entire community. This week, Erica's adoptive parents, Casey and Sandy Parsons, were charged with her murder 7 years after she disappeared. Erica was last seen in 2011, but was not reported missing until 2013. Channel 9 has covered every development in this tragic story that has gripped our area. To see our extensive coverage, click on WSOCTV.com and search for this top story. Police arrested a Mecklenburg County detention officer for embezzlement and fired him. Investigators say Jason Kersey made hundreds of dollars in unauthorized purchases with a county-issued credit card. Kersey has worked for the sheriff's office since 2014 and was assigned to the jail. This man is out of jail after police say he shot a Charlotte mother as she nursed her baby. Curtis Kerr is charged with assault and attempted murder. Sources say the mother was shot a dozen times at her apartment in University City earlier this month. The victim's family is upset. Kerr managed to make his $220,000 bond and walk out of jail this week. An attorney explained why the judge set the bond.
Well, there's a constitutional right that a judge has to set what's called a reasonable bond in a case. And the standard they use is whether or not a person is a danger to others or is reasonably likely to appear for court.
The mother is still in critical condition but appears to be improving. A Kannapolis mother is now charged in connection with her baby's murder. Anority Caldwell, seen here in an earlier mugshot, has been charged with neglect of a child. Earlier this month, investigators charged her boyfriend, Maurice Daniels, with murdering the 17-day-old baby. The newborn died after suffering traumatic head injuries and a broken shoulder bone. The next Charlotte fire chief could be here next week. Channel 9 learns City Manager Marcus Jones will start interviewing internal and external candidates next week. Interim Chief Pete Key told us last week he's interested in the position full-time. There's no timeline for when the city will hire a new fire chief. Key has held the position since September when former Chief John Hannon retired. Sources told us Hannon stepped down after 38 years with the department because his future on the job was in jeopardy. He faced criticism for low morale and how he handled the Crystal Escher case. Escher was a former arson investigator who won a federal lawsuit after blowing the whistle on safety issues. Channel 9 has covered the controversy surrounding the fire department. You can find all of our complete coverage on WSOCTV.com. Just search for this story under the News tab. The time is 7:11 right now, taking a live look outside from our Speedway cam. Kind of a gray day out there. Meteorologist Vicki Graff has an update on your forecast in Severe Weather Center 9.
Good Saturday morning. It's very similar this morning to what we've seen over the past couple of mornings. We are dealing with the clouds early on, and then by the afternoon we'll see a little bit of sunshine. There is a small chance for showers today. We're dry right now in live early warning Doppler 9, and most will stay dry through the afternoon. It is slightly cooler as well. We have a breeze coming in from the northeast, and that's leaving Salisbury at 50 degrees, 49 in Lincolnton, 59 in Charlotte, and 60 in Monroe. Still mild, still warm. You don't need to worry about the layers. Our threat tracker shows fog is going to be an issue this morning. Later today, a small chance for rain. I'll show you when we bump up that rain chance coming up.
A scare at the White House. Police say a woman ran the security gate, which triggered a lockdown. New at 7:45, what witnesses say she kept trying to do after she was hit. Our coverage of the procession of Reverend Billy Graham's body continues this morning as thousands get ready to pay their respects.
I feel like he's more of a hero than anything.
At 7:30, the ways people are getting to leave personal messages to the family and the memories they're keeping in mind as they mourn. But first, another glitch, the new issue along the Lynx Blue Line extension and how drivers took matters into their own hands.